Theory and Practice of Counseling and Psychotherapy, 10th edition. Chapter 10, Cognitive Behavior Therapy. Introduction. The various cognitive behavioral approaches share the following attributes: a collaborative relationship between client and therapist. The premise that psychological distress is often maintained by cognitive processes. A focus on changing cognitions to produce desired changes in affect and behavior. The various cognitive behavioral approaches share the following attributes: a person-centered, time-limited focus, an active and directive stance by the therapist, an educational treatment focusing on specific and structured target problems. Albert Ellis's REBT, Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, REBT, assumes that cognitions, emotions, and behaviors interact and have a reciprocal cause and effect relationship, is highly cognitive and directive, teaches that our emotions stem mainly from our beliefs that influence the evaluations, interpretations, and reactions to life situations. Clients learn to identify the interplay of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and to identify and dispute irrational beliefs maintained by self-indoctrination. Clients learn to replace detrimental ways of thinking with effective and rational cognitions. View of emotional disturbance. Clients learn irrational beliefs and recreate them throughout their lifetime. Clients learn to stop blaming themselves and learn to fully and unconditionally accept themselves. Clients have strong tendencies to transform their desires and performances into shoulds, musts, and oughts. There are three basic musts we internalize that inevitably lead to self-defeat. I must do well and be loved and approved by others. Other people must treat me fairly, kindly, and well. The world and my living conditions must be comfortable, gratifying, and just, providing me with all that I want in life. The ABC framework. A is the existence of an activating event or adversity. C is the emotional and behavioral consequence or reaction of the individual. B is the person's belief about A, largely creates C, the emotional reaction. So you have the activating event, the belief about it, the consequence, the disrupting intervention, the effective philosophy, and then the new feeling. Therapeutic goals. To help clients differentiate between realistic and unrealistic goals and between self-defeating and life-enhancing goals. To assist clients in the process of achieving the following: unconditional self-acceptance, known as USA, unconditional other acceptance, known as UOA, unconditional life acceptance, known as ULA. Therapeutic techniques and procedures. Cognitive techniques. Therapists practicing REBT use the following techniques: disputing irrational beliefs, doing cognitive homework, bibliotherapy, changing one's language, psychoeducational methods. Emotive techniques. Therapists practicing REBT use the following techniques: rational emotive imagery, using humor, role-playing, shame-attacking exercises, standard behavior therapy procedures. Application to group counseling. Group members can do the following: learn how their beliefs influence what they feel and what they do. Explore ways to change self-defeating thoughts into various concrete situations. Learn to minimize symptoms through a profound change in their philosophy. Group REBT affords many opportunities for the following: practice assertiveness skills, take risks by practicing different behaviors, challenge self-defeating thinking, learn from the experiences of others, interact therapeutically and socially with each other in after-group sessions. Beck's cognitive therapy, tailored for specific diagnoses such as anxiety, panic, eating disorders, and phobias. Treatments are standardized and based on empirical research. Homework allows lessons learned in group to generalize to the client's daily environment. 3 theoretical assumptions of CT. People's thought processes are accessible to introspection. People's beliefs have highly personal meanings. People can discover these meanings themselves rather than being taught or having them interpreted by the therapist. Patterns that trigger depression is the following. Clients hold negative views of themselves. I am a lousy person. Selective abstraction. Clients interpret life events through a negative filter. The world is a negative place where bad things are bound to happen to me. Client holds a gloomy vision of the future. The world is bleak and it isn't going to improve. A generic cognitive model. It provides a comprehensive framework for understanding psychological distress. Psychological distress can be thought of as an exaggeration of normal adaptive human functioning. Faulty information processing is a prime cause of exaggerations in adaptive emotional and behavioral reactions. Beck identifies the following 7 cognitive distortions: arbitrary inferences, selective abstraction, overgeneralization, magnification and minimization, personalization, labeling and mislabeling, dichotomous thinking. Basic principles of cognitive therapy. Psychological problems are an exaggeration of adaptive responses resulting from commonplace cognitive distortions. It is an insight-focused therapy with an emphasis on changing negative thoughts and maladaptive beliefs. Clients' distorted beliefs are the result of cognitive errors. Through Socratic dialogue, reflective questioning, clients test the validity of their cognitions, which is called collaborative empiricism. Change results from reevaluating faulty beliefs based on contradictory evidence that clients have gathered. Clients' distorted beliefs are the result of cognitive errors rather than being driven solely by irrational beliefs. The client-therapist relationship. Cognitive therapists are continually active and deliberately interactive with clients, helping clients frame their conclusions. He or she functions as a catalyst and a guide who helps clients understand how their beliefs and attitudes influence the way they feel and act. Homework facilitates more rapid and enduring gains. Application of cognitive therapy. The length and course of CT varies greatly and is determined by the therapy protocols used for specific diagnoses. Examples: CT for depression lasts 16 to 20 sessions and begins with behavioral activation. CT for panic disorder lasts 6 to 12 sessions and targets catastrophic beliefs about internal physical and mental sensations. Christine Padesky and Kathleen Mooney's Strengths-Based Cognitive Behavioral Therapy was developed by Christine Padesky and Kathleen Mooney. SB CBT is a variant of Beck's cognitive therapy. It involves identifying and integrating client strengths at each phase of therapy. Active incorporation of client strengths encourages clients to engage more fully in therapy and often provides avenues for change that otherwise would be missed. Principles of Strength-Based CBT. SB CBT is empirically based. Therapists should be knowledgeable knowledgeable about evidence-based approaches pertaining to client issues discussed in therapy. Clients are asked to make observations and describe the details of their life experiences, so what is developed in therapy is based in the real data of clients' lives. Therapists and clients collaborate in testing beliefs and experimenting with new behaviors to see if they help achieve desired goals. Applications of Strengths-Based CBT. There are 3 applications. An add-on for classic CBT, a 4-step model to build resilience and other positive qualities, the new paradigm for chronic difficulties and personality disorders. There are 4 steps: search, construct, apply, practice. Donald Meichenbaum's cognitive behavior modification. The focus is on the client's self-statements or self-talk. Premise: as a prerequisite to behavior change, clients must notice how they think, feel, and behave and what impact they have on others. Basic assumption: distressing emotions are typically the result of maladaptive thoughts. Self-instructional therapy focus trains clients to modify the instructions they give to themselves so that they can cope more effectively. Emphasis is on acquiring practical coping skills. Cognitive structure, the organizing aspect of thinking, which seems to monitor and direct the choice of thoughts. The executive processor. How behavior changes. There are 3 phases of behavior change. Number 1, self-observation. Number 2, starting a new internal dialogue. Number 3, learning new skills. The phases of stress inoculation training. The 3-stage model for SIT includes the following: the conceptual educational phase, skills acquisition and skills consolidation phase, application and follow-through phase. A cognitive narrative approach to CBT. It focuses on the plots, characters, and themes in the stories people tell about themselves and others. Meichenbaum claims that we are all storytellers. In therapy, clients learn how they construct reality, examine the implications and conclusions they draw from their stories, and develop resilient, engendering behaviors. Strengths from a diversity perspective. CBT uses the individual's belief system or worldview as part of the method of self-exploration. Emphasis is on cognition, action, and relationship issues that appeal to clients from diverse backgrounds. CBT and multicultural therapies share common assumptions that make integration possible. Shortcomings from a diversity perspective. REBT's negative view of dependency clashes with the view of interdependence as necessary to good mental health. The rapid-fire active approach used by some clinicians may alienate those who value being self-reflective. Terms such as irrational or maladaptive may seem disrespectful and insensitive to clients who have felt marginalized in society. The emphasis on assertiveness, independence, verbal ability, rationality, cognition, and behavioral change may limit CBT's use in cultures that hold different values. Inexperienced therapists may overemphasize cognitive restructuring to the neglect of environmental interventions. Contributions of CBT. Both Ellis's REBT and Beck's CT represent the most systematic applications of CBT. The approaches are relatively brief and structured treatments that are cost-effective. The cognitive behavioral theorists have demystified the therapy process. The credibility of this model grows out of the fact that many of its propositions have been empirically tested. All cognitive behavioral approaches place emphasis on practicing new skills, both in therapy and in daily life, and homework is a key part of the learning process. Limitations and criticisms of cognitive behavioral approaches. Extensive training is required to practice CBT. Therapists may misuse power by imposing their ideas of what constitutes rational thinking for a client. The strong confrontational style of Ellis's REBT may overwhelm some clients. Some clinicians think CBT interventions overlook the value of exploring a client's past experiences.